So we call it the Tower Bridge.
Tower of Bridge.
Just Tower Bridge, the Sacramento Tower Bridge. Yeah.
Okay. I've never been up that way, so I don't know. I was just like, is that really part of Sacramento?
Part of Sacramento.
Oh. Here we go.
Hello and welcome to Escrow Tuesdays. This is Charles and my co-host Malyna Phan, and we are live on Facebook.
Oh my goodness, I loved it. I thought I was Saturday, but it was already Sunday, and then Sunday I thought it was Saturday. Lovely. How was yours? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you get pushed back at it, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Malyna, how the heck are you from the EG?
Well, good morning, and thank you, Charles and Ari, for having me on your, Escrow Tuesday. Very excited to be here on your 42nd episode.
Sorry, I put the live stream on.
No, thank you, Malyna, for making it after a 3-day weekend and not missing out.
Yes, definitely. I wouldn't miss it. Thank you very much.
So, hey, tell us all about Malyna. We'll talk about real estate and AREAA later, but what's going on?
Well, I was born in Vietnam, in central Vietnam, but raised in Stockton, California. Big family of 11 of us. I'm kind of towards the end. I've got 3 sisters and 7 brothers.
Wow.
Yeah, lost one of them to, blood cancer, leukemia, which is one of the main reasons why I fundraise for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society for Light the Night Walk. But I mean, some fun facts about me. I used to be a wedding singer. I'd sing at weddings for fun. I love karaoke. I don't do it very often anymore, but I'm a pretty decent bowler. So if we ever have a bowl of fun, I'd probably take you on.
Ooh, we got an AREAA band and a bowler. Okay.
My very first, entrepreneur gig was working at the flea market in Stockton. My cousin used to own like a little section inside of the flea market. And when I was 12 years old, that's when I started, getting into sales and business, and never looked back ever since. So been in financing world since I was 19. Started off at Bank of America as a personal banker, then Wells, and just kind of moved, and then got into the mortgage lending since 2010. And here I am, still in the mortgage industry, so in real estate.
Wow, 2010?
Mm-hmm.
So you graduated with finance or business?
Yes, I graduated from San Jose State. So I'm a Spartan with a BS in business management.
Business management.
Wow. Yes. Yeah. So I definitely do miss the good eats in the South Bay. I mean, we lucked out because I lived with my sister-in-law, which she had an apartment right down the street from school. So I didn't have to worry about parking, but I do miss running around campus. And, I always tell my husband and my kids that if I got paid to go to school, I'd probably go to school forever. I love it.
Oh,
But,
really?
yeah, I actually really loved meeting people, learning, growing. It was fun. It was definitely lots of fun. And especially in the field I was in, it was never really boring. We've always, I thought I sticked with business management as an easy way out, but I learned it really fast. It was a lot harder than anticipated, but I learned so much and helped definitely shape and equip me with the right tools and resources to be who I am today. So I was very fortunate for that.
Oh, we just learned a lot.
San Jose just didn't have an exciting downtown, so I think you're probably not. I don't think you're missing out at all leaving San Jose, to Sacramento. San Francisco, it's very different, right?
Well, surprisingly during the time that I was there, because I was there from the early 2000 until, so I was there from late 2000 to 2003. It was pretty poppin'. I mean, we would hit the clubs and places from Thursday nights to Sunday. Yeah, I mean, there was not an off day at all. So, now most people go to like yoga, hot Pilates to stay in shape. We just went to the clubs. That's how we stayed in shape because we'd be dancing machines all the time. But
Yeah, dancing all night.
Downtown. I mean, it wasn't like I was kind of stuff I do remember though, back in like the late 90s. I mean, most of the time.
No, she won't. Christine, where are you from?
hi, Christina.
We just had Marion Crispin, in town.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, no, she just popped in and she had an amazing light moment. Like, met her biological dad for the first time. So, yeah,
Woo.
that you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, I guess Nari will go with
This is just go with the flow kind of day. Yeah. Kind of get back in the swing of things. I know. So it's 2010, you've been in the mortgage industry, right? So it's been what? Oh my gosh, like 12 years or so. I'm sure you've seen some crazy stuff. Do you have any like crazy stories or maybe your first deal that you would like to share with us?
Well, looking back, I mean, just a learning process, but if I had to pick something crazy and just as a learning opportunity, it was a purchase transaction several years ago. The listing agent, with the seller, there's multiple. It was basically an estate, so parents passed away, children, there was 3 heirs that inherited the property. And so when the listing agent initially met with, the head of the siblings, she didn't realize that one of them was incapacitated to where she was not able to make her own decisions. However, because, when you do the purchase contract, it's all DocuSign, right? And so looking back in retrospect, and I said, hey, did you ever get a chance to meet that sibling that was unable to sign? Because when we got to the signing table, she couldn't sign. So then they had to go back into court to get a conservatorship and everything along those lines. And so that escrow that was less than 30 days got extended another 60 days. Luckily, my buyer were still willing to move forward because it was a home that was very affordable for them at the time. Listing agent did amazing things to try to speed up the process, but still, it's just, so the importance of really understanding your sellers and getting to meet with them in person. And sometimes it makes it difficult because, we're so reliable on technology these days. But it was so funny when I spoke with her, I said, she's like, yeah, every time I came by the house, they said that she was in the room and I would always say hello, and didn't think anything of it. So, but long story short, yeah, that escrow became a 90-day escrow. Still worked out, all parties were happy, but it got extended a little bit longer than we wanted because of that reason. I know with escrows, we run into a lot of that stuff where there's an estate conservatorship, fun stuff. So, if you don't do your due diligence at the very beginning of the process, right? And now it's nice because we've got better protocols in place these days. With the tools and resources that you guys also offer with working with a very knowledgeable and experienced escrow officer and team, I think that'll definitely mitigate those issues. So
Yep. But you still, it is like, that's just the life of, real estate, and you live and learn, and then hope that the next one we're like, okay, we got this one. We have to make sure we check this box and this box, and then lo and behold, we have another new box, and you're like, dang it.
An ongoing learning curve for sure.
Yeah.
There's no two escrows or two loans the same, is what I always call it, because you can have two exact same situation, but it'll still pan out a little differently, right? So
yeah, and you are so correct, because every file is a different story. There's no identical. It's just like the fingerprint,
Right.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you. That was awesome. So Charles, did you learn a thing or two?
Yeah, they paid extra to expedite that process at that time because the listing agent and the seller realized that they didn't follow through with their due diligence beforehand by disclosing all the information. So fortunately, they were willing to spend the extra money to expedite the process. So that still worked out. So
Awesome. I'm sure they know that she is not Charles Swung.
That's okay. I'll be Charles. I need it.
Oh my goodness. So you're in the mortgage industry. Is it, how did you come upon finding AREAA?
AREAA for Sacramento has been around since our inception of 2009. And I remember going to one of the first AREAA events. And at the time, I believe it was David Fran, who was the president back in the days. But, so I would go to one or two events here and there. But it wasn't until probably 2015, 2016 that I got a little bit more heavily involved. I was working with Wells Fargo at the time and with Manny Delgadillo, who introduced me to the leadership team, such as Luann Chikasho, Randall Holm. So attending one of our outreach events one year, it was for a run for My Safe Haven for Battered Women. So my sister's house is the one that hosted the 5K. So met a group of AREAA folks, and afterwards, normally when we do this community outreach, we would go share lunch afterwards just to kind of connect and team build, and was able to meet, the heavy hitters in Sacramento. Again, like I mentioned, it was Randall, Samantha. We also had Greg Humberia, and then so I got an opportunity to kind of just share my story. And at the time, we had just recently lost my brother to leukemia. He battled it for almost a year. He lost his battle in 2012, and as a family and friends team, we fundraise for the Light the Night every single year with the minimum goal of at least $10,000 a year. We've been fundraising since 2012, actively, and we've raised over $100,000 for this organization. So, we're very proud and very blessed because the community outreach and support and so Randall heard that, Greg heard that. And again, we as a trade and kind of with our foundation do have the authority to also grant other nonprofit organization a small donation. And so that year, hearing my compelling story, the executive board and board members just said, oh, we need to support Malyna and her family and her organization. And next day, within 24, 48 hours, wrote a check to the Light the Night Leukemia Lymphoma. And not only did we provide resources, we also provided manpower. We had a handful of people signed up for the event. And that's kind of been our tradition. So that's how I became heavily involved, as I realized that AREAA is not just a trade organization. It really cares about their members and the people, and really giving back to our AAPI community. Because when the executive board heard my story, they felt it everything. They're like, why wouldn't we support our member who's been a part of our, strategic sponsors for so many years? Because Wells Fargo is our founding sponsor, and I was working for them at that time, and it just everything just made sense. And with the overpouring love and support that we had from AREAA members that signed up, so every year, Light the Night Walk has been one of our tradition as one of our outreach for AREAA. So I've been very fortunate about that, and that's where I said, this organization who cares about people, community, I want to be a part of it. How can I step in to make a difference? And I never looked back ever since.
Wow.
The Livermore Townhome, yes. No, I was basically just a volunteer at the time and kind of supporting Sam. She was just like, hey, just come and learn. I'd love for you to kind of get to know more, meet the leaders of, of the Northwest Regional group and everything. So that's where I met Charles, a lot of great folks, from that event onward. And I was like, wow, I love the town hall, just the platform that we had, and just how we're really giving back to the community. I loved every aspect of it. And so, like I said, I think Amy Lee was the national president at that time, and just Angie, my apologies, Angie Lee at the time, and she was amazing, and she was very inspiring. And so after that event, really, and just attending one of our national convention, I became more heavily involved and became a board of director, then, as an executive board, and here I am, chapter president. You kind of get voluntold, and then you realize that, one thing after another, your responsibility keeps growing and growing. You don't say no, but I always. Yes, I did fill out an application. I mean, I was VP first. She kindly said, hey, Malyna, I think you're ready for this role. We'd love to be able to have you hop on as VP, but mind you, keep in mind that the next role would be president. Is that something that you want to do? So right. I know, sweet talker she is.
2 in 1.
Well, we had to amend our bylaws at the time, because I am not a licensed real estate professional. I was in lending, and so we had to make some changes to the clause so that way it will allow a lender, a non-real estate individual, to be on the executive board. Unfortunately, because of my involvement and all of our strategic sponsors, realized that Malyna is not representing the company that she works for. She really wears, her AREAA hat 24/7. And even to this very day, I mean, I work in lending, but most people think that I work for Sam. Or I laugh about it, but it's great, because it wasn't until people started realizing, getting to know me as a person and as a leader, that they realized, oh my goodness, she's not about. So, because there was some conflict during one of our board of director meetings about whether or not having a lender as a chapter president will be unbiased and be all about the board and for the members. And so that was very difficult, but fortunately was unanimous. All the strategic sponsors says it's Malyna. She doesn't wear her lending hat. It's always the AREAA hat. And if anything, she helps promote and elevate everyone, on the, especially the members. And so I was very fortunate to have that receive the acceptance and support from everyone to be able to take on the position. So here I am.
Wow. So Garrick says that they can't hear me. Can you actually hear me?
We can hear you.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Garrick says hi, Malyna. So I met him there too. No, it was really inspiring to see you guys in action. And I mean, I show up there and Amy Kong introduces herself from the foundation and she sang
The
the
na-
pledge of no.
the national anthem?
National anthem. I'm like, whoa, who's this? And of course, the national president.
Right.
So that was a really cool. I think I just literally I hopped on a plane, took a BART as far east as it would go, and then when it just dropped me off, I just called an Uber and did it the rest of the way because I really didn't know a ton of people, yet in AREAA. So
Yeah, no, it was definitely a great event and met a lot of great people, including yourself, Charles. So, and that's what I tell, members, or as we're trying to enhance and promote AREAA, is you have to get involved. You have to be a part of it. Attend our events, speak up, share your views and thoughts about what's working, what's not working. If you have some ideas that you want to be a part of our committee, join our committee, but first and foremost, be a member. So we're definitely open to ideas and everyone kind of sharing their feedback for us to be a better chapter. With COVID, I know that a lot of chapters are doing a lot of great things, and we kind of took a step back because everyone was kind of zoomed out. We were doing a lot of duplicates of Zoom events, and it was just very redundant, very, repetitive, and it wasn't of value to the extent where the board felt that so we were kind of waiting it out as the state is going to be opening up on June 15. And so we're hoping to get more in-person calendar events on board, whether it's going to be as small as 20 people venue up to 100 people. That's our goal. And just to kind of share, the goal is, we've always thought about doing education, but we think that it's more important to connect people right now, especially because we've been out of commission in face-to-face events for over a year.
Right.
So our objective as the executive board and as a team and chapter, we really wanted to reconnect the members and start, doing more of the mixers, more of the team building event, whether it be, kickball, volleyball, picnic at the park. We want to do more of those types of events to connect everybody together.
Yeah, and bowling.
any golf tournaments maybe coming up?
No, we talked a lot about it, but we realized that we wanted to do more of support with our sister chapter because Solano just held theirs and Greater East Bay has theirs. And so
We missed you.
I know.
Attorney board member all day getting free.
Which is great. We have representation for our chapter at least. Yeah, no, we definitely, due to a situation, we weren't able to attend, but it looks like a great turnout. And so we as a chapter just decided that we'll focus on more of just team building type of events. I know that we have our Rebuilding Sacramento that's coming up on June 21st weekend. And so we've already have a family selected, Mr. Raj, he's Asian background. And so we're going to be doing just the exterior of his home, paving a little bit of his landscaping and everything like that. So we'll be reaching out to members or volunteers to do that. So that's one of our community outreach events that we do every single year as well too, is Rebuilding Sacramento, where we actually pick a veteran or API family to be able to give back and redo their home, basically. So.
Yeah, well, you guys
Oh, that's
do
neat.
a lot of stuff. Let me switch gears here. I've got to do a little.
So you give back every month, huh?
We try to. I mean, we do a lot of, whether, and our board, and including members, get back, and I don't think we do a lot of social media posts. It's always behind the scene. But I mean, I've been with this board for going on now 5 years, and it's amazing group of folks who give so much back to community
Yeah.
without getting recognition for it. And that's kind of our chapter motto. We don't do a lot of exposure, but as time progresses and as things, enhance, we realize the importance of sharing our stories so that way we can get support, involvement, and everything. So
That is so cool. Well, here you are.
that was in Miami right there with the boat, and that was in Napa.
Oh, Napa.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for sharing that story earlier. We kind of went a little bit, but yeah, Sacramento, what a great town it is. I mean, it's got capitals and all kinds of stuff. Right? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about Malyna's top 5 EG hangs. Right, but let's just go over them. We'll just share together and see if these are places you would dare even to go. So, what is this? Where is this?
Oh boy, that's pretty vague, huh?
Oh.
That could be anywhere. That could be up a creek. Let's see. Well, now that's Elk Grove Creek Trail.
I should know this, right? But that could be anything because, before Sacramento being farm to fork, it used to be called the city of trees. And so when you're seeing all the trees and stuff like this, it can be anywhere.
Mm.
It's true. Okay, now we've got this.
Ooh, that looks like some kind of park.
Yes.
Bartholomew Sports Park. Did I even get that right? Bartholomew.
Yeah.
Do you ever play any softball there or anything, Malyna?
No, not there. We normally go to the big, huge park, which is the Elk Grove Regional Park. That's kind of where the events usually happen. So, and it's 10 years, been there for a very long time. So.
Mm.
Another creek.
That's the other end of the Elk Grove Creek. That's the other.
Is that the Laguna?
There you go.
Oh.
Those are EG.
Because it's smaller. I figured if it's not Elk Grove, it's got to be Laguna.
Most people don't realize that, there's a large, like, delta kind of area.
Yes.
I remember one time water skiing in one of these delta tributaries. And what river is that? Is that from the Sacramento River?
There's American River. That's a bigger one here in Sacramento.
Right. And there's a lot of whitewater rafting stuff that you could do. I remember up there. So.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
All right. What is this? It's not your backyard.
I know, huh? I was gonna say that's her house.
Backyard, no. Oh, yeah, winery.
A winery.
Because I remember when we were over in, we had it in, what was it, Livermore, right? But I can't believe the amount of wineries that have popped up everywhere. Any more wineries than that one in?
No, I mean, there's Sheldon Inn where they do have their family winery. I think it's called, God, I don't want to butcher it. We've got some, I want to say, I can't even think of it. I apologize. But I mean, we're nearby, like the Lodi wineries, Plymouth, we're Amador County, which is kind of in our backyard. So we're.
I hadn't heard of Amador County. I got a speeding ticket in Lodi one time though on the way to.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah, so Lodi and Amador County I love Amador County. It's not as busy and overrated like Napa, but it still has some really great wineries that when you guys are ever in town, let me know. We'll definitely book something over in that area. But there's some great ones. And then I've heard some, good friends, investors thinking about doing some type of winery event here in Old Town Elk Grove, because Elk Grove is fairly old. So there are some old buildings and venues and a lot of history along with it as well too. So we're excited to hopefully in the next 5 years to see it grow even more. So.
Right. I don't even know if this is correct, but let's just assume it is.
What is that?
Have you ever been to the American Renaissance Institute of Arts?
No, I've not been to this one.
All right, well, it is an amazing place according to Wikipedia.
There's a lot
Culture in Sacramento is quite varied, right? I mean, you do have
Yeah.
some areas that have some historical, like you've got the state capitol there, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty legit. I mean, because of the state capitol. I mean, it's got
You
some
can
amazing
still, yeah.
towns that like LA doesn't have, or San Francisco does.
Yeah, you can go to Old Town Sacramento and you see the railroads, the tracks, and a lot of good old school bars, pubs, restaurants, and everything. So, a really good restaurant in Old Town, Firehouse restaurant that's really nice.
Yeah, we should have probably done restaurants. You would have been all over that.
I mean, it's not like LA or anything like that, but there's some really good eats around here and places to hang out. So.
Okay. All right. Well,
Oh.
thank you for sharing. And you notice I forgot to change it. This is your top 5 songs, not.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you could sing about these.
I've got a lot
Of course.
Hey, next is my favorite I don't know,
Surprise guest segment.
Oh, and Nari, we've got to play your intro thing again. All right. Well, this is the next segment. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we got Malyna Phan, the voice addict.
Ooh-hoo-hoo.
That loves karaoke and singing. Like, what the heck? How did I even know you were going to mention it, right? So let's see how well versed you are, in the voice. And so what we're going to do is we're going to throw up a famous voice contestant. I don't know if you've been watching it lately and see if you can.
No, I have not. So God, I'm going to be really rusty then because I've not watched.
Here we go. Let's see. Who's that?
Oh, I can't even pretend to know. I have not followed her
Okay.
this season at all. So.
Does the hair give it away, or maybe her earrings?
I'm sure she's.
Renee, and she's part of. I guess they have these teams, right? Either team.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she's with Team Legend, whatever that means. Anyway, so how would you rate this show compared to like American Idol? What makes it different? 'Cause I honestly haven't watched both of them too much.
I actually like The Voice in retrospect in terms of, the coaches don't get to see them firsthand. They just kind of hear and then they decide whether or not, to select the candidate.
Right.
It's amazing.
It's not like they have a audition like poor William Hung had, where they even.
Yeah, you can't really see. Yeah, so you only can hear their voice. That's kind of the objective. So you don't, the coaches don't get to see them. And then let's say if you had multiple coaches or judges that get to select them, the candidate the singer gets to pick who they want to be on the team. So that's kind of cool. I like that. That's been.
Well, do you know which team this person's on?
I was going to say Team Question. Yes, I was going to guess.
Boy, all of these folks have unique earrings. That's so far the theme here.
And then there's
I do remember though when I was watching, and it was stunning how good some of the voices were too.
Oh my God.
It wasn't like you can't just pick who's a better singer. They're all amazing, right? You just have to what
Right.
captures your emotions or feelings and that stuff. And now I hear can they do their own music, or is it basically still karaoke?
No, they do their own. So I mean, they pick a genre, and then the coaches comes in. They'll bring guest coaches in to help support them as well too, and we get to pick a song. So I think it depends on the theme of the week or whatnot. So.
All right. Any idea who this guy is? Now that I gave it away.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Corey?
Tim Clarkson.
Oh yeah.
Does he do country western or grunge, or what does he do?
I couldn't even tell you. Like I said, I have not
would-
followed this season at all. I typically wait until it's fully out and then I binge watch it just so that I don't miss. Yeah, because then that way, the cliffhanger of like what's next going on. Yeah, she's number 2.
How about this person? in your face.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she looks like a great performer. You can totally tell.
Monique.
Mm.
Another person with two first names. What does that tell you about a person when they have two first names?
Powerful.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Okay. I didn't know. I thought it was. People who have three names. Wait, you don't really use three names anymore, right? It's not Malyna Phan. No.
Yeah.
Good.
No, I go by Malyna. So it's actually Vung. You know, Van is Vung in Vietnamese, and it means cloud. Yeah, it means cloud in Vietnamese.
Okay. Because most people have three names are typically like assassins.
Jeez.
Harvey Oswald. You kind of
No,
want to.
but you're right on that one. Yeah, so no, I don't go by three names just in case I get categorized in that group. No.
I highly doubt that.
Look at that. You would think it'd just be another R&B rapper, but we've got some.
I bet you he's super versatile to be number one. He probably is able to do pop, country, and everything,
Yeah.
gospel and everything.
Obviously, during COVID, he didn't get a chance to cut his hair.
No, looks good. Looks better than mine.
Well, that's Jordan
course
Young,
it-
and he's part of Team Shelton. Who's Shelton?
Ooh.
Blake Shelton, the country singer. Yeah, that would have been my guess. Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations, and thank you for surviving the Escrow Tuesday show. Obviously, not that complicated today, but hey, Nari, I figure out without even talking to Malyna, she's kind of into singing and stuff. So I kind of got lucky on that. Sometimes we discover deep, dark secrets on this show.
Oh, yes.
Discovered something that wasn't much of a secret. So
It was a talent.
No, it's fine. Yay, I survived it. Woo!
Oh boy. Now we got our
we have this is I think our fourth one, right?
right.
And that is our elevator speech segment, where Malyna will just give you her guest shameless plug.
Take it away.
Why don't you do the intro?
Yes. Give us your 30-second shameless plug. So we're standing in the elevator. What would you say? How would you sell yourself, Malyna?
Hi, Nora and Charles. I'm Malyna Phan, chapter president with AREAA Greater Sacramento, also branch manager with Big Valley Mortgage. I'm excited to meet with you today, but really just looking forward to an opportunity to sit down with you to see how we can collaborate, support each other to help enhance our business and giving back to our community. When would be a good time for us to do that?
Ooh.
I like.
All right. I like. Yes.
Straight to the point. At least it wasn't like do business with me because I'm cute.
I don't think that will pass.
That was so funny. Oh my gosh.
We've had that.
Oh,
That was a good.
Well, thank you very much there. Hey, don't forget to when you go on YouTube where we upload this to
Yes.
hit subscribe, Facebook Live, like, and all that stuff because we're kind of giving up on the monetization at this point, Nori.
Really? I thought we were about to hit a million.
Close.
We're at like 40 or 50. Own guests barely subscribe. How sad is that?
Oh, that's so.
Hey, so time to not only just plug yourself, but and I know you mentioned it earlier. What is going on with? I know you guys, Sacramento does so many amazing give back to the community, awards. And I remember, hey, no disrespect to the other chapters, but that have won awards. I mean, you guys just get out and do it.
Oh, well, thank you. No, the upcoming events, like I share with you both, is just really getting back in the connection of our members and our community and our strategic sponsors. Education events, you see it online all the time. I think at this point in time, when we're back face to face, we always connect over tea, drinks, or food. So we're looking forward to hopefully host our Eat Like an Asian series, where we would go and patron different Asian, foods around the greater Sacramento area. And it's a great way to talk a little bit about the culture, the food, highlight the small business owners, and again, a great way to connect and network with our members and future members. So we're looking to add that segment back in addition to some fun team building events, which includes, the giving back to our community with the rebuilding of Sacramento. We've got a hot Pilates event coming up that we're scheduling for this month.
What's the difference between hot yoga and hot Pilates?
No, I mean, it's kind of the same thing, different regime.
Sweating too?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to be hot Pilates is in like a room of 95 plus degrees.
Oh my God.
And you're doing high intensity, it's called high intensity techniques where you're doing intervals of like 30, a variety of different, it's full core body workout, and it will definitely make you sweat.
Oh, wow.
But it's a lot of fun. So, I mean, we're looking forward to, and because of COVID, the venue is going to be scaled down, but we're hoping to kind of wait it out till after the 15th. That'll probably open up a little bit more, because right now we can only accommodate up to 25 people. So we're hoping to at least do a group of 50, because there's some local, yoga studios that host these types of events, and it's fun. We thought about doing it at the park, but you don't get the full experience unless you're in that 95-degree heat. And it'll get you craving to come back for more. So we've got a lot of board members and members that are interested in partaking in. So we'll have that event posted on our calendar and share it with our members.
All right.
That was awesome. Let's see what's next here. Nari, take it away.
All right. So who is our upcoming guest? Do you know his face, Malyna, by chance?
I know his face and I want to connect his name. Oh, I've seen this face before.
Starts with a G. No. Greg.
And I remember Greg with two G's too. I kid you not. I was like, oh, so close.
Greg
Sorry,
from
Greg.
Manhattan. Yeah, if he's watching. All right, so we have, of course, Rebecca from Las Vegas chapter. And of course,
Yes.
right.
And
And yes, of course, yeah, Liza. So we got,
Liza.
oh, Dr. Liza. Okay.
Well, hey, we have come to the end of our show.
I love how Nari crop up in there. I see you peeking up there in the corner, Nari.
I know. I'm like, who's in there? It's just that's so suspicious. Oh my goodness.
All right, well, that wraps it up for another show here.
Thanks for having me. That was super fun.
Yeah, that was easy going.
So, hey, anytime there is any real estate in Sacramento, or lending specifically, make sure you get a hold of Malyna. Anything in LA, escrow-wise, title-wise, please reach out to Nari Tar Escrow. And anything that you need to know about real estate in Southern California, please contact me and I can help you out, direct it in any which way. But hey, thanks for surviving the long weekend and showing up on time to our show, Malyna.
Of course.
And, looking forward to seeing you. Hopefully you see you at an event in NorCal anytime soon.
Yes,
And you can
definitely. Yes, definitely. Looking forward to that.
All right, sounds good. All right, everybody.
Have a good one.